Hi guys, are you all excited for this one? I am. Today I'm going to share with you all how to make a very easy and delicious Barfi ice cream sandwich, and it's 100% eggless. So to start this, to my flour I'm going to add in some cardamom or elychee powder, and I'm also going to add in some cake spice. Next goes in my cocoa powder. Use any brand of cocoa powder, it doesn't have to be a particular brand, and some instant coffee, which is optional. In goes some salt and baking powder. Give everything a good mix, or you can sift all of these ingredients. Set that aside. Now to my butter, and the butter has to be soft or at room temperature. Add in sugar and vanilla or mixed essence. Going to go ahead and cream that until it's light and fluffy. And if you wanted to use your stand mixer or hand mixer for this, feel free to. Now I'm going to go in with some eggless mayo. This eggless mayo is going to replace one egg, but if you wanted to use an egg instead, feel free to, but I'm trying to keep it vegetarian. Now I'm adding in half of that dry mixture, and I'm going to start mixing it in. As it starts to come together, I'll add in the other half and continue mixing. It may seem soft at first, but it will pull together. So you'll notice how it starts to come together, and it's going to feel very firm. Once it's nice and firm and it looks like this, you're going to empty this out onto plastic wrap, and we're going to wrap it up in that plastic and refrigerate it until it's a little firmer. We need to roll this out, so we want it to be a little firmer so it's easier to roll. At this point it's a little too soft. So once it's nice and snug, place it in your refrigerator for about 2 to 3 hours. So now let me show you the trick to making this ice cream. I'm using vanilla ice cream for this. This is not the vanilla with those little specks of vanilla. This is just the basic vanilla ice cream, and you want it to be soft. And I'm going to flavor this with cardamom, also known as elychee powder, and ghee goes in next, or clarified butter, which is optional. You don't have to put it, but you want to make sure it's soft. In goes some instant powdered milk, and next we're going to go in with some ginger juice. I'm using ginger juice because I don't want to be biting down on pieces of ginger. And now we're going to mix this really well. Mix, mix, mix. Yes, if it gets soft, that's okay, because we have to freeze it. Some mixing, and once everything has been mixed in, taste it. See if you want to adjust the cardamom and the ginger. Pour it out into a lined pan. Lining the pan makes it come out really easily. You have to line the pan. Sprinkle your sprinkles or your thousands and place it into your freezer until set. So take your dough out of your fridge, and I'm using my Silpad or silicone mat. I'm using this as a guide as to how big I need to roll this out. So I'm going to be rolling this out to 1/4 of an inch thickness and to the size of that pad. So just be gentle with it. Take your time. At first it may seem a little bit firm, but as you're rolling, it'll start to loosen up and it will be easier to roll out. We're looking to get it into a nice rectangle. As I said, the size of the silicone mat or the baking sheet. You can use your hands to help you straighten out the edges, and now I'm placing some wax paper on top, and I just want to smoothen it out with my rolling pin. I just want it to have a nice, smooth, even layer. You don't want to be seeing a lot of fingerprints on there. So remove that paper, and I'm going to place this on my baking sheet or my tray. Into the fridge, let it set for about 10-15 minutes until it's firmed up a little. After which, we'll take a toothpick, and using the flat side of the toothpick, not the pointed side, the flat side, we're going to make our holes. Those iconic holes that an ice cream sandwich has. And once we're done doing that, it goes into our oven to bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 10 to 12 minutes. When it's done, this is what it's going to look like. You want to make sure you cool it out properly before you can handle it. At this point, I'm going to cut it into a half. And I suggest maybe using a knife, because when I was using a pizza cutter, I did not get it into a straight line. You want to try to see if you can get it straight. So we're going to invert one half of it on a tray. See, it's not straight, so just try to get it straight. And then we're going to place the ice cream. See, it came out really easy. You just have to peel away at that plastic wrap. Now the ice cream is overlapping, so what I'm going to do is place the other piece of cookie on top, and I'm going to cut away at the excess ice cream. And don't worry, we're going to be using this. So you just want to be very gentle and cut. And once you've cut it, you're going to take it and place it right there where we're missing a piece of ice cream. And I'm just going to have this little piece because it tastes really good. Now return the top layer, press down slightly just to help compact the two, but be careful not to break it. So I'm placing a tea towel on my tray, the same tray we had the sandwich on. Place back the sandwich. This is just to help protect my tray, because when we're cutting down, you don't want to cut into the paper and then you can damage your tray. So just protect it by putting that piece of cloth or tea towel. Now we're going to take our time and we're going to cut our squares or rectangles. Look how amazing that looks. So I'm continuing to cut, and I'm cutting these up into small rectangles. You can cut them into a square. You'll get 6 pieces, but I'm cutting them actually smaller. And you see how nice and smooth they look. You have to work really quickly with this because the ice cream can start melting really quickly. So once you've done that, now at this point, I'm going to sprinkle some sprinkles because we're going to be serving this right away. If you're not serving it right away, you would wrap it in your parchment paper and leave it in your freezer until you're ready to serve it. You don't have to put the sprinkles around it. I'm just doing it for presentation purposes. And that's it. That's as easy as it is to put together this Barfi ice cream sandwich. I hope you guys enjoyed today's recipe. Please remember to keep these frozen if you're not using them right away. They were oh so delicious, and I can't wait for you all to try them. It's eggless and it's perfect for you all to make this Diwali season. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!